Some time later, she woke up and her room had furniture. She woke up to see everything from her old room moved into her new room. Her posters, her clothes, her CDs, her everything. It also looked way better than her old ugly room. She had a feeling she was going to get way used to this pretty quick. She got ready and then walked out of her room. She looked around, realizing she didn't know where she was going. She felt as if she was lost in a cold, dark, never-ending void. Now, realizing she didn't know where she was going. She felt as if she was lost in a cold, dark, never-ending void, like space. I mean, she couldn't even see the staircase. Then she thought to herself, "Oh, damn, this is just wonderful. Somebody, please come get me." Then Blaze walked over to her and held out his arm. "May I show you to the kitchen?" he asked. "Yes, you may," she said with a smile, linking her arm around his. She went into the kitchen, and she was walking around until he handed her a glass of something. She looked at it, and it was red and thick. She stuck her finger in it, swishing it around. "Is this blood?" she asked. "Yes, you always said that you—" He stopped, saying that she drank it all. "Wow," he whispered. Then Blade walked in. He looked at the cup and then her. "That's not normal," he said. "It's good," she laughed. Then Blaze handed her 3 more cups and she drank them all in like 3 seconds. Then he handed her another one. Yeah, that's enough," she said. "So, just out of curiosity, where do you get the blood from?" she asked. "Humans and animals," Blade said. "Well, do you make sure they don't have diseases?" she asked. "No," Blade said. "What?" She was kind of freaked out. "He's joking. Yes, we do. And they're fine," Blade said. Then she glared at Blade. "I didn't know he could joke," she said. "And I didn't know you could not joke," Blade said. "Whatever," she said. "Shut up," Blade said. "You shut up," she said back. "Oh, nice comment," he said. "Well, you can't make me shut up," she said. "I don't make trash. I burn it," he replied. "Well, you know something that we have in common?" she asked. "And what is that?" he asked back. "That is, we both like guys." Then Blake smacked her and she tackled him. "Oh, come on, you guys. Stop being such babies," Blaze said. Then he realized they were really going at it. He pulled her off Blade and held her hands behind her back. "Baby," she said. "At least I don't act like you," he replied. "Yes, you do. You started it," she said. "No, I didn't," she replied. "Yes, you did. You smacked me. Because you made that smart-ass comment," he replied. "Well, you didn't have to smack me," she said. "And you didn't have to tackle me," he said. "Yes, I did," she replied. "You know something? You're another one of those filthy humans who think there's something and so perfect, better than others, but you're not. You're trash." She broke out of Blaze's arms and then ran out the door. Blaze yelled at her, but she didn't listen to him. She ran into the woods, which was 10 times bigger and darker than the one at her old house. She wasn't scared because she thought anywhere else was better than here. So, when she finally ran out of breath, she made a complete stop and fell to the ground on her knees. She was thinking of everything that had happened. She didn't want to stay there anymore, and she really didn't want to go back home. She felt like she was in a place full of heartless creatures and soulless humans. Then she heard a branch crack, but she didn't see anyone. She closed her eyes and held back the tears. Then she thought to herself, I don't really have anywhere to fit in, do I? I mean, my whole life. I wanted to be with the vampires, and I don't fit in with them. Then, I can't go home, because everyone thinks I'm a vampire and my parents think I'm psycho. Then she felt a warm breathing on her lips. First of all, she thought it was the wind, until she opened her eyes. It was a vampire. Hello, the boy said. She screamed and fell backwards onto her back. He was over the top of her. She was trying to get away, but he picked her up and threw her over his shoulders. Then he was taking her back to the house. Then she thought to herself, oh, damn, not here again. Then he took her back into the kitchen. Put me down, you fat ass! She screamed while punching his back. Oh, I'm not really that fat, now am I? He asked. Let me think. Yes! He wasn't really that fat. He actually had a really nice body. And oh, when he breathed on her lips, she just wanted to jump on him and start making out. I got another human, the boy said. Yeah, she lives here now. She just ran off, Blaze said. Oh, shit! She could tell he was pissed because he really wanted to drink her blood. Then he threw her off his shoulder and onto the ground. Oh! Couldn't you put me down more gently? She asked. No, he said. Fucker, she replied. What did you just call me? He said. You heard me, she replied. Well, she is a bitchy one, now isn't she? He asked. Yes, she is, Blade said, looking down at her. Dude, what happened to your face? The boy asked. I don't know. Why don't you ask her? Then the boy looked down at her. He started it, she said. Well, I'll just take her to her room then, Blaze said as he helped her up. Don't get too attached. We'll need to be drinking her blood soon, the boy smirked. She stuck her tongue out at him and kept on walking with Blaze. Then when she got up to her room, she flopped on the bed. Then she saw Blaze shut and locked the door. You really don't have to lock it, she said, scared of what he was going to do. Oh, yes I do, he said as he jumped on the bed. She hopped up and then tripped over something. Then Blaze got on top of her and started kissing her. She tried to push him off, but no use. He was much stronger than her, so she just went along with it. She felt him smirk when she started kissing him back. She put her arms around his neck and let out a moan. Then all of a sudden someone busted the door open and it was Blade. He was all over me, she said. What? I, Blade said, trying to talk. Blade crossed his arms and tapped his foot. Oh, I believe it all right. The crew is going to be here any second. Now get up and make yourself look presentable, Blade said. She then thought to herself, what crew? Then the doorbell rang. Sorry everyone, cliffhanger, but I'll be back with more. Comment, rate, subscribe, and let me know what you think. No bloopers, so sorry. Enjoy!